Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. I love Valentine's Day. Not necessarily the whole chocolate candy cards buying for everybody in the world. But I love the flowers, I love the roses, I love the colors. So I have seen different ideas with using plates and teacups with cascading flowers made out of cardstock. So I wanted to try my hand at something a little different. So I got a mailbox from the Dollar Tree, and I grabbed a plunger, and I spent about 6 hours rolling flowers the past 3 days, and voila! I would love to show you how to do this. So without further ado, let's get started. So here you see me taking a piece of the Dollar Tree plunger. I measured it before this video and I sawed it where I wanted it to be cut off at. And then I traced around the mailbox, and then I used some scissors and a knife to make the hole. A tip I might add is at the end or the back of the mailbox, I probably would have glued rocks or had something heavier, because now that I'm seeing it nicely on my table, it tends to slant a little bit. So if I was to do another one of these, I probably would put some rocks in the back. So I painted the plunger stick black, and then at the bottom, the rubber part, I painted it green. I wanted to make like a grassy type thing. I also should have probably put, I think it's like moss or whatever the grass from the Dollar Tree is. I can't think of the wording right now. I probably should have looked before I started this video, but I didn't. And I would have like painted it green or something to make it look more realistic instead of it actually looking like a plunger. So I saved some flowers to show you how I rolled them. These are flowers from Cricut Design Space, and I cut them out using my Cricut maker, and then you see me rolling them with my handmade dowel. I guess I would call it a twiller? Twilling tool? Quilling tool? Some kind of type of tool that I rolled my flowers with. And you see me just folding out the petals. There's no wrong or right way to do these flowers. Sometimes it looks nice when they're tightly rolled, and there are other times where you can very gently loosen them up a little bit so that they can be a little more open. Oh, they're so pretty. And you can obviously do different sizes. I rolled 140 flowers, and the sizes were about 5 inches and I think 3 inches. So when you roll them up, they're about half the size that they were. And I wanted to do obviously pinks and purples and reds. A lot of work twirling these flowers, rolling these flowers up. But so worth it. Oh my goodness, so worth it. Can't even tell you how many times I burnt my finger rolling them. Oh, so pretty. Okay. So once I finish that, you see a candle holder that I also grabbed from the Dollar Tree. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to use a plate, if I wanted it bigger, if I wanted just a little candle holder. So I picked that. And you see me in the background, it's not in the picture, gluing the plunger to the mailbox. So I did it inside the mailbox and outside the mailbox. And then I wanted to make like a waterfall. So I took a piece of paper or cardboard that I already had and I hot glued over it to make lines, as you can see. And then once that dried or cooled down, I peeled it off, as you can see. I've seen people using like the teacups and the plates use a fork, and then they hot glue over the fork. I wasn't able to grab a fork from the Dollar Tree this week or last week when I did this, so I just did it my way and used the cardboard, as you see. And then I wanted to make it look like it's water, obviously, so I painted it a shade of blue using my acrylic paint. And then once I finished that, I then glued it to the mailbox, which is not very easy. Trying to make sure that it was the length that I needed from that point to the candle holder. I have been wanting to do something like this for forever, so this came out so cute. It is on my dining room table right now as a centerpiece, and we all love it. So I'm just gluing away my glue gun. I need to get a better glue gun. If you have any suggestions on a good glue gun, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you what glue gun you use. Sometimes I use the Dollar Tree glue sticks, and sometimes I use the Gorilla Glue glue sticks, but I want like a better hot glue gun. So you can't see it in the picture just then, but I glued the waterfall at the bottom to make it a little more sturdy. And somehow I lost some footage of the first few flowers being glued in my mailbox, so you see me hot gluing them down the waterfall. But I glued flowers on like the stick you could see in the mailbox. And then once I started gluing them down, I ended up filling in the mailbox more because I didn't like the way it looked. But he's all sorts of different sizes. This project just came out so pretty. A lot of work, but definitely worth it. So this project took me a few hours to do. Oh, and then you see me hot gluing the candle holder at the bottom. I wanted to make it look more like a pond. So I put more glue gun at the bottom, and then I painted it. So you can't really see it completely, so the flowers mostly hide it, but I wanted to make it look like it was a cascading waterfall of flowers. But it's beautiful. Beautiful. And then once I was finished gluing the flowers on, I also cut out a petal from Cricut Design Space as well and stuck in the petals on different flowers in this as well. But that's that. It looks gorgeous and I enjoy doing this project, so perfect decor for Valentine's Day. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more. And if you have any questions on this, just leave a comment down below. Look at that. It is so gorgeous. Beautiful. Thank you again so much for joining me. This is the end product. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love all the colors, the greenery. It just brings a nice a nice pretty love vibe to the house. Don't mind my puppy, she's snoring in the background. And that's it. 140 flowers. It was a long time rolling them, but I love the way this came out. So thank you so much for joining again. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Let's get girly.